Hello and welcome to the UK preliminaries for the World Cosplay Summit video division. If you're not familiar with what World Cosplay Summit is, it is the biggest cosplay competition in the world. Usually it is hosted in Nagoya, Japan, but this year, because of the current global situation, they are doing an online video division. Team UK has been selected at MCM since 2016, and today we're going to be having a look at the prospective new entries for this year's video division. I'm Heather, or Exelia, and I've been cosplaying since 2005. I am your host for today. We do have some wonderful judges that I'll be introducing very shortly. Some of you may have seen me around as a guest at events or as a speaker. I was once a UK representative for World Cosplay Summit myself, so this event is very close to my heart, and it's a real privilege to be here. So World Cosplay Summit is a little bit different this year in that, it's not going to be hosted in Japan. That's the main difference. And typically what World Cosplay Summit entails is making costumes, appearing on stage, doing a performance, and then the championship begins. So this year, obviously not being able to be on stage, they've decided to do it digitally. And we have 3 wonderful entries that have put together some videos for us to enjoy. For those who have been following World Cosplay Summit before, our wonderful representatives Tsupo and Clood that were last selected at MCM remain as the UK team for 2022. This selection is for this year's team for the video division only. To decide the team that will be representing the UK virtually this summer, let's have a look at our WCS family and meet our judges. Hello, judges. Would you like to introduce yourselves? We will start with the wonderful Laura Sindall.
Hi, I'm Laura. I don't know if I want to say how long I've been cosplaying for, because it might show how old I am. But very long time. And whilst I haven't cosplayed too much in the last few years, I've very much enjoyed a career as a costume maker in the film and TV industry for a while now. So it's great to be able to continue that kind of evolution of my cosplay into my career now, which is lovely. I represented the UK the first year actually that we had WCS, which was in 2012, with my lovely cosplay partner Lex, and we also represented in 2016, which I believe was the first year that it came a part of MCM. So it's been lovely to be able to do that twice over, and the experience was a little different each time. In 2012 when we were there, it used to be when the show was outside in Nagoya, and now when we did it in 2016, it was back inside in the theatre. So it was the addition of all these kinds of amazing backdrops you could use in video editing, and it was quite a different experience in that sense. So it's been lovely to be a part of that family and see it through different trends.
Definitely. Even from when it was first hosted in the UK, could first be part of it, it's changed massively. When I was there in 2013, it was totally different from what it's like now. So on that topic, what do you think of the idea of the video division?
I think it's lovely having this video idea, because I think it captures the spirit of what WCS is becoming very much a part of now as well, with the use of having screens and all these effects and everything as well. You are judged on part of what you have. It's like your video backdrops and everything as well. So I think this kind of brings that spirit in, and it's still lovely to have that experience for everyone to be able to compete still in WCS and still have that global feel of everyone coming together and there being all these different teams. So yeah, I think it still has that spirit of WCS to it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really cool that they've managed to make it work despite everything, and it's a really interesting new take on it. Yeah. So what are you hoping to see from the entries today?
I'd like to see, I guess, a good narrative in the story. I always think that's important. Something that I think a key thing for me is that I always have to think, if my grandma was watching this, would she understand what was going on? So I think it's important to have a nice, easy narrative everyone can follow. It has nice peaks and flows to the performance, and it has, a good, strong beginning, middle, end, and it's wrapped up. So I always like to see that in a performance. And then costume-wise, it's nice to see a variety of techniques used, whether you're doing, if you've got armor, if you've got lights, if there's fabric involved, there's leather, what the wigs are like, what props you have, how are you using the stage and the spacing to your advantage, although obviously this is different now with it being video, so it's not I guess it's quite different. You don't have to kind of necessarily have how can you hide a trick in your stage prop or behind something, which is always the tricky thing. Trying to manage all those things and make it so that they can be transported on stage in like 30 seconds and be at a certain weight limit and everything. So this is kind of exciting that everyone has this opportunity. You can go quite big with it now because you're filming it wherever you want it and you can edit it how you want. So I'm excited to see what people come up with. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Next, we will go to Emmy.
Hi, I'm Emmy. I have been cosplaying since 2008, and I entered World Cosplay Summit with my partner, Jaeger Project, in 2014. I am still very much a passionate cosplayer. I enjoy still crafting and creating things. I love watching the championships every year. And in my day-to-day life, I work for 86 Floor, which is a cosplay music video company. So I get to work both in front of and behind the camera now. So this is like a really exciting, I guess, like concept for me, because this is kind of like what I do every day. So I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, like, considering your experience with video, is there anything that you think this really opens an opportunity for cosplayers with? Like, what sort of things are you expecting to see that obviously you can pull from?
Yeah, like, I just think it's a really interesting idea of seeing how the cosplayers are going to like construct their skits now into a video like format, because it is, as like said, very different, like the different angles that you have to play with now. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what people are going to bring to this and how they're going to visualize their performances now in this sort of format. It's exciting.
Yeah, it almost cuts out some of the weird in-betweens that you had to do when you were on stage, because now you can sort of cut that out and make more of the time almost.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not make more of it, but like use the time differently. So
yeah,
that's awesome. Thank you. Shall we go to Tsupo?
Hi, I'm Tsupo, and me and my partner Clood are going to be the 2022 WCS representatives for the UK. So we were selected in 2019, but unfortunately because of COVID, we haven't actually been able to go to Japan. So we've had many years to prepare, a lot more than most people. So yeah, we're really excited about that. In terms of me, I've been cosplaying since 2009, I'd say. And yeah, it's been a long time. We've entered a few competitions together. So it's something definitely we really enjoy doing and working on projects together. I'm currently working in the fashion industry. So, and I've been doing that for a long time. And yeah, it's something that really ties in with cosplay because making clothes is something that I've always really loved to do. So yeah.
Cool. Is there anything in particular that you're going to be looking for during the championship selection today?
Yeah, one of the biggest things I think is going to be energy. Like, I love to see huge amounts of energy and like people having fun, doing what they love. As well as, of course, a polished and enjoyable video. But yeah, I really want to see people go for it today. In terms of costumes, it would be really cool to see accuracy being on point because, you know, in front of a video, like really close to the camera, you're going to see a lot more details than you'd normally see on a stage. So if everything looks perfect, that's going to be a 10 out of 10 for me.
Cool, thank you. And finally, we go to Clood.
Hi, everyone. So I'm the second half of the 2022 team. Gosh, is it 2022 upcoming already? My God. So we are theoretically, but maybe not in practice, the most prepared WCS team. We'll see next year, I suppose. So similar to Letty, I've been cosplaying, I think possibly 2008, 2009, so also a very long time. So we're both sort of grandmas at this. So, I mean, yeah, as Letty said, we've cosplayed together for a very long time. We did ECG together in 2013. And it's one of those things where I think having a partner to enter a competition with is just one of the sort of, personally, I would never enter a solo competition. It's a little scary, but doing it with someone like you're close to, or yeah, it's really nice, which I think is what makes WCS just sort of I don't know, a really exciting opportunity both to cosplay together and to go somewhere together. So what else to say? Yeah, I mean, I think that's my intro. Actually, no. What I do in my day-to-day life, I am a medical innovator, but essentially that stems from having a background in engineering. So this has always been something that's been quite useful in cosplay. So making props, working with 3D software, modeling, electronics is something that I've sort of trained to do in university. And that's something I really like to bring into costumes, just a little bit sort of technical tinkering and all of that. It's really nice just to get to explore it in a more creative way.
That's awesome. It's really cool as well, where I guess in this kind of competition now, where the opportunity to do something like a video division, say if you're not particularly confident on stage or at events, this gives a new opportunity to do different things. Would you think that that's relevant for this kind of competition? Do you think it's going to bring out differences in people that you might not normally see on stage?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, personally, I suffer from really, really bad stage fright, which Letty has had to contend with many a time. So I think, yeah, the opportunity certainly to do retakes, to show a different side of yourself, to maybe work harder on a certain makeup, or maybe even just something as simple as choose your angle. I think it really allows you to be a lot more confident and comfortable in what you're doing, just with the knowledge that, you know, one take and you mess up and that's it isn't really a factor. So I think it's a really, really nice way to maybe create a kind of different bridge for people who are less confident or less sure of going on stage to, bridge into competition.
That's very, very true. I didn't even think about it like that, but I guess that's true, where it's like, if you're not particularly confident in certain things, or where you mentioned about makeup, if you're going to wear something that takes like 6 hours to get into, you don't have to do that on the morning at 2 a.m. like you normally would do. You can sort of do it more at pleasure for an event. That's really cool. So before we get started with the entries, I'm just going to give you some information about the video division. As mentioned, it is a little bit different this year. So the video division is open to teams of 2. You have to have handmade your costumes, and it has to be from a Japanese source. The winner of the global final on the weekend of the 7th of August, which will be hosted in Japan, you will be able to view that online as well. We'll have information for that later. Will receive an expenses paid trip to Japan, where they will be able to judge the 2022 final. All of the entries that you will see today have submitted a costume construction report, a video presentation of how the costume was made for the judges to see, and a script and report on how they made the final video. So we know pretty much everything behind the scenes, how this has all come to be, and you will get to enjoy the final videos. Even with all the difficulties because of social distancing, 3 of our teams have managed to make it work, and one of these videos is going to be sent to the global final. They will be able to compete against other representatives within the 40 different countries that represent at the World Cosplay Summit. So for our first entry, let's have a look at the Spark of Revolution and Bananasaurus Rex cosplay as Playmaker and Revolver from Yu-Gi-Oh! Brains.
Did you get kicked out of the frames too?
Yeah, the servers are packed, lockdown.
Do you just want to finish the duel here?
Yeah, I mean, Playmaker, are you wearing a dressing gown?
Yeah, I'm cold and it's lockdown. I don't have to wear clothing.
Please wear clothing.
I'm gonna go get some cards.
And some clothing! Oh, what were my face downs?
Sir, I don't think it matters. Playmaker won't notice.
Are you saying I need to cheat to be a high schooler?
What was that?
Nothing, I'm not cheating. Is that your Brains bodysuit? Did you get it made IRL?
Why would I do that? It's just a green suit and I'm using AR. That's what you're doing, right?
So I haven't needed any of this since 2006.
Yeah, me neither. Where were we?
Here! Appear! Circuit that leads to the future! Link summon! Borrowload dragon! Thunder borrow cannon! 3,000 points of damage.
You know this isn't the Vrains and no one's here, so you don't need to do the drama.
Just take the damage, Playmaker.
Response?
That's my card.
Just take the damage, Revolver.
How about I give you 10,000 yen?
I'd rather you took the damage.
Alright, end turn.
Alright. Draw. Standby, main phase. Because I have less than 1,000 life points, I'd like to activate my skill, Storm Access. It allows me to get a card from the Data Storm.
You do know there's no Data Storm in real life, right?
Yeah, thanks. Soulburner, I need a card. Yeah, a Link monster. Okay, fine, any card, just literally any card. Thank you. All right, I special summon access code talker.
That's a dark magician.
Well, I don't have access code talker. It's expensive.
Well, then you should have taken the money. You can't just make up a new card.
Okay, fine. I'm going to normal summon, and then I'm gonna special summon. I'm gonna special summon again. I'm gonna activate Monster Reborn to bring back Cyburst Wizard, and then you know what? I'm gonna link 3.
You don't need to do the chant. What are you doing?
No. Link 3 decode talker. Gain attack and attack for game.
You can't beat me. This do last the last 2 episodes.
Attack for game revolver.
I can't hear you. I think
What?
we're breaking up.
Revolver.
I think let's call it a draw.
Revolver. It's best of 3.
Right, so before we hear from the judges, I'm going to take a little bit of time to highlight a comment that was submitted with this entry. I've paraphrased some of it, but I really think it's important. So we wanted to make a light-hearted comedy skit highlighting some of the things that have become normal for people over the last year. Having to do things over video call is something everyone all over the world can relate to now. The usage of technology has become something very prevalent in competitive trading card game communities, as all tournaments are now being held online. To keep the skit as realistic as possible, we filmed both videos on smartphones instead of tripods with cameras for the boards according to the rules set out for the remote dueling. And personally, I really love the spirit behind this, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will as well. So let's hear from the judges. I'm going to go to... We'll go in order. Laura, what did you think of this?
I mean, kind of seconding everything you just said. I think what I just had a smile on my face watching this because it felt like lockdown cosplay, I guess, what everyone can relate to at the moment and how everyone's been connecting with each other in the world. I loved that it had that kind of Zoom FaceTime feeling to the whole thing. And like the double camera, I felt like I was sort of in Vegas watching like a poker game as well being played. Yeah, I love that the skit idea was really good. It does encompass what I think everyone's been feeling. Yeah, and the costumes look lovely as well. I can see they've used like a massive array of techniques in there. I'm always impressed by those like kind of wigs that have this really like solid shape to them, and they really have that kind of like cartoon essence to them that they've captured in the shape. Yeah, I think they've got like light up bits in their costumes or something as well. It's kind of, which is amazing. Yeah, and all the color choices they've had really pop nicely as well on screen. So I feel like they've taken things into consideration for video as well, like how something might come up on screen versus on stage potentially as well. Yeah, really sweet. I had a smile on my face watching this.
Cool. I mean, I agree, and I think this is the sort of thing that you would never normally see on stage. So it's really refreshing to see it, like actually as a performance. Yeah. Can we go to Emmy? What did you think?
I absolutely loved this. It was so funny. It was really easy to follow. I loved the split screen that they had going, so we could actually be part of the game at the same time. I thought it was a really interesting way of doing it. He is so incredible. I love seeing Yu-Gi-Oh cosplays. Like, the hair, it's always about the hair, and like the hair on these two cosplays is perfect. Like I can't even, I'm just like, it's so well put together. I really enjoyed this.
Cool. Shall we go to Clood? What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is extremely relatable, isn't it? I mean, who needs to wear clothes in nowadays, right? We are, after all, judging remotely. But yeah, no, I mean, when you're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, you have to look at the hair. It's really exciting seeing Yu-Gi-Oh hair always. And it's just really well executed. The colors are great. The shapes are there. It looks really well neatly put together. And also bodysuits, can I just say, they're a real nightmare and looking really good. So yeah, this is really fantastic. And again, I love the split screen. And yeah, just to bring up a point somebody made before, I think this is something you absolutely couldn't do on stage. I mean, you couldn't have kind of zoom ins to hands. And it was a really creative way to, I think, bring a new angle to a cosplay performance, which is, yeah, well, I guess that's what the video championship's about.
Cool, thank you. And finally, we go to Tsupo. You got any comments?
Yeah, I also really, really loved this. I thought like the energy was there. I thought it was so fun, and they kept character through the whole video. It did make me laugh as well. I wanted to see more of it, which is always a really good sign. I mean, I could have watched these guys for another hour. Like, it was really entertaining. So for me, like, that was fantastic, and the costumes themselves are really beautiful. I can see the craftsmanship is there. Impressed by the wigs. I couldn't do that myself. So yeah, overall it was really, really impressive.
That's awesome. Thank you. And with that said, let's have a look at our next team. So our next team, this entry is Chris Cosplay Mini and Gnomes Cosplay as Zack Fair and Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII.
I dragged my ass all the way here, and this is the welcome I get.
Zach?
Hey there, bro. What?
Where you been at?
Me? Gone gaga.
Back home, huh?
Long time no see. That's some glow up.
Yeah, I can hardly recognize myself.
Please tell me you've been keeping up with your squats. Oh, come on, man. What's the point of me giving you my sword if you're not gonna keep up your training? Come on, let's squat. Ah, that's the stuff. Man, if you're gonna act like a dead weight, I'm gonna have to treat you like one.
Hey, cut it out, Zach. Come on.
Oh yeah, bicep curls. Ah. Oh yeah, that's the spirit. Ah! That's the passion. Woo! Come on, man, let's fight.
Activating combat mode.
Fight. That one hurt. You're looking a little tense, my guy. Shall I give you this pair? Who leaves these swords here? Finish him! Cloud, never forget. Embrace your dreams and protect your honor!
Zach?
What is it, Chocobo Head?
I missed this.
Yeah, me too, buddy.
Thanks, man. I won't forget.
Cool, so that was entry number 2. That is from Gnomes and Mini. So let's hear what the judges have to say. I'm going to work straight down again, so let's start with Laura.
I mean, these guys must have written a massive storyboard out for this, is all I can say, because having to set up like all those different camera angles and then edit this together into this amazing narrative is so much work to do. I was just so impressed by like the editing and the filming quality of all of this, and then not to mention then everything they've done afterwards, all these effects they've added in. It's a lot of work. You can see they've put into this, and it's so smooth. It looks great. I feel like I'm watching like a cutscene from the game. Not only that, their costumes are impeccable. They have beautiful props. The wigs are amazing. And yeah, the fabric choices that they have, all the little stitch details on the belts, the textures on the pauldrons, and all of those things is really beautiful. But yeah, I think the storyboarding of this was so impressive.
Yeah, I mean, just watching it, seeing all of the different parts and considering how they would have filmed all the pieces between, it's mind-blowing. It's really, really cool.
Oh yeah, you have to set up cameras at like every angle and and then putting that together. That's a lot of work, and it looks amazing.
Cool, thank you. Emmy, shall we hear some comments from you? What did you think?
I absolutely love this. So just from all the different like genres, like there was so many like just the memes. I'm always here for memes, and there was so many memes in that. I was like, oh my goodness. The fight scenes, especially like filming a fight scene is difficult. Like to get it to flow and to make you feel like there's a difference between they had like the steady camera, they had the shaky camera. Like it really felt like you were in it, and it was very action packed. Like it never slowed down, it just kept going. The editing as well on top of everything, like you can tell a lot of time has been put into both filming and just the editing section. Like creating this must have taken a lot of time, and like it really paid off because it was really fun to watch. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And then obviously the costumes as well, like they look great on camera. A key thing as well is that they move so well because they are fighting. Like you can't underestimate the kicks, the lifts and everything. Like they're holding up really well under all that pressure. So yeah, honestly, really enjoyed that. So good.
Cool, thank you. Right, Clood, have you got any comments about their performance?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, immaculate costumes, really incredible editing and storyboarding. But what I really want to talk about is this felt like a love letter to the entire FF7 compilation. Like, you have references from all of the games running across it. It's really obvious that they really respect and love their source material. The characterization was awesome. They got the feelings in at the end. I mean, spoiler free over here in the judging comments, but you know. Yeah, I just really, really loved it. Everything from the despair to the chocobo poking out the wood to Zack just being a complete puppy. Yeah, it just felt really, really like they loved their characters, and it just really showed in the video. And I think that's when you love your source material, you can do something like this. And yeah, it really came through.
Cool. What did you think of the costumes and the build of the costumes, considering the design is basically the same for both? What did you think about the construction?
Yeah, so I mean, they are constructed really, really immaculately. Like their fabric choices, like, you know, the rib knit on the top, it's really, really accurate to the in-game references. The wigs are obviously just completely spot on and immaculate. I don't know how on earth you do a Cloud wig looking that real, but also ridiculous and spiky. The props were perfect, and you could swing them around and hit things with them, so they're sturdy as well. So clearly the construction is really, really top-notch, and they've done a really great job here.
Cool, thank you. And finally, we go to Tsupo.
Yeah, I thought this was absolutely amazing. Like the amount of effort and work that went into the video, all of the editing, all of like the narrative being like really well-rounded, and just, yeah, I'm kind of blown away by it, honestly. It was really, really fun to watch, and they had such like amazing kind of energy and acting skills as well, like really in character. I really loved it. And of course, as you can all see, the costumes are pretty spot on as well. Very, very, very clean. I love the attention to detail. I mean, you can see all the sewing finishes are just perfect. Like the fabric choices are the correct ones. You know, they've got pockets and they've got fly fronts. I mean, everything is there. And of course, the leather work is amazing too. So yeah, really, really great.
Cool, thank you. I just want to say as well, like, I'm sure you guys will agree that a lot of the filming was quite gratuitous with the costumes, so you could actually see the details of the costume in different shots. So it wasn't just like, we're going to stand here and do this. Like, there was a lot of like close-up shots and stuff, and I personally really appreciate that, because it means you get to see a little bit more of the costumes rather than just the performance, if you get what I mean. So yeah, I really enjoyed it too. Cool. So shall we move on to our final entry? Next up, we have Team Panda Scones, or Panda Scones, which is Crystal Neko and Silverwin as Ayumu and Setsuna from Love Live.
Hello? Good morning! Wakey wakey! We've got a performance tonight, so better get practicing. Bye! Ah! Hey, better get ready! I should get going too. Ayuma's gonna work hard, I know it. Don't want to fall behind myself. all done. Time to get changed. That's all done. Time to get changed. Ready? That was so good! Ready for that Love Life stage? Yeah, let's go!
So that was Team Panda Scones, or Panda Scones. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. Let's hear from the judges. So starting again with Laura, what did you think?
This was just so lovely. It's so full of energy and just life to it. It was lovely seeing, I guess if I go from the beginning, how they kind of evolved the story, the different settings that they had, the different way they cut between the videos and the little transitions, right up to them doing the kind of live performance, which I thought all the camera angles were great in, kind of coming in and out. It felt like I was watching like an anime or a live performance in a sense, the way that they used those. And I really liked the little shot at the end of them kind of panting, like tired at the end of the performance. All really nice little details that they had in this that I don't think you'd get to experience or be able to show in a stage performance, all those kinds of little nuances they had. So it's really nice they used the use of like the video and the editing to get a different side to this kind of story out. The costumes are so sweet. I always get a bit jealous when I see people in these kind of idol costumes because I can never pull that look off, and they looked so sweet in them. The costumes looked so clean, really nice choices of like colors and fabrics, beautiful, like the way all the little frills were holding themselves. Yeah, they looked lovely in this, and there was so much nice upbeat energy to this whole performance. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Cool. Let's speak to Emi.
This was honestly the cutest thing. It really was like watching an actual anime all the way through the mannerisms to like the set design and everything. And there was set design in this as well, which was really interesting to see. It was like there was a clear narrative all the way through. You could see that they had like thought out every single shot. There was definitely storyboard in there somewhere. The costumes were immaculate, like getting that anime level of fluff, like it was all in there. And like also the transitions, like there was like that TikTok style transition where they transformed from their normal outfits into these idol outfits that I thought was really nicely put together. It was really fun to watch. And yeah, and also I just have mad respect for people who can learn dances because they're, you know, hard. And they were just so good at it. Like they really were idols there, and I really enjoyed that. It was lovely.
Definitely. Cool. Let's hear from Clood.
Yeah, I mean, to pick up on the dancing comment, as someone whose dancing style can be best described as awkward dad, I'm always super impressed when I see people just do, it's just so cute and so active, and a lot of kind of jumping around and having costumes that hold up and they don't kind of fly away while you're spinning. Yeah, it really kind of speaks for how well they've constructed it. And just the story behind it was really, really sweet. It felt like day in the life of an idol. I felt like I was behind the scenes of a kind of, a Love Live girl. You know, that they'd clearly kind of either like color graded the shots to make it seem really soft and like almost kind of intimate at the start. I loved the toast in the oven as a kind of throwback to grabbing your toast on the way out.
The toast's my favorite part. It's so cute. I mean, no disrespect, but I love the toast.
Yeah, everything else is great, but the toast still the same. But no, I mean, it's really just the sweetest thing, and the costumes were really neat and tidy. You can see in this shot it looks like, you know, a uniform you could buy, and that's kind of in the best possible way. They've really constructed it in a way that it all looked believable, and it looked like a real garment. And also I loved, like as Emi said, the TikTok like transition costume changes and cosplay performances. We sweat over those on stage. How can you do it seamlessly? How can you make it look smooth? And this is just a really creative answer in video format, which I just thought was really smart and really great.
Cool, thank you. And finally, we go to Tsupo. What did you think?
Yeah, echoing what everyone said above, I really love this. It was so sweet, and I really appreciated the amount of effort again. Like they put so much time into, you know, storyboarding all of the different scenes, and then like filming, you know, the different details and making it feel kind of believable and real. I really love that. And yeah, I was like really invested the whole way through. Like I couldn't take my eyes off them. They were so sweet. It was exactly like an anime. Like it was really good. And I think that you could tell that they were both really talented dancers. So the fact that they took this skill that they had outside of cosplay and they merged it with something that they like really loved, you could tell. Like it was really impressive. So yeah. Really great,
awesome.
Really great entry.
Thank you. So before we reveal who's going to win, I just want to hear from the judges what they thought about the entries for this year and what their sort of opinion of the video division has been and what they enjoyed. So if we start with Laura again, sorry.
I mean, it's been amazing to see all these performances, and it's so lovely to see how everyone has embraced this new way of cosplaying, and maybe this will happen again in the future as well. It's quite exciting to see how people can use video as something to, like I think we mentioned before, maybe see costumes up a little closer or try different editing techniques or different angles, and you can really feel like you're watching like a cutscene from a game or like an episode, like an anime or something with it. So it's been really nice to have that experience of watching these as well, and all the hard work everyone has put into them. There's been some beautiful costumes. I can see everyone has put in so much work, and there's so much variety of things people have tried in all of their costumes. You know, no one's just done like a big heavy armor piece or like a big heavy costume piece. There's so many little different nuances. We've had some costume changes. We've had special effects in there. We've had big props. We've had some nice lockdown references in there. So I think everyone has just really taken this on board and gone with this challenge. It's been amazing to see.
Cool, thank you. Emi?
Yeah, I have thoroughly enjoyed this. Obviously, video for me and cosplay, I think, is just really exciting mediums to sort of put together. Seeing how people have approached this and how they've like combated it, and yeah, there's just so many different styles going on, and I just really have enjoyed it, and I do hope this sticks around because I think this is a whole new way of like creatively showcasing cosplay, and like, yeah, please, I want more of this. It's so exciting. I love seeing everyone's different creative approaches. I would love this to carry on.
Cool, thank you. I do, like, just off the back of what you said, I think because of things like during lockdown where there's been stuff like TikTok and stuff really boom and become really popular, you can see that that's kind of echoed in some of the entries, and I think it, like, I'm all for it.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I love spending hours on cosplay TikTok, so like this is like an exciting version.
Cool. Clood, what do you think?
Yeah, so in general, one of the things I really like about cosplay is when it's like the cosplayer has kind of stepped straight out of their source material, right? So it feels like they're just off the page of a manga or just out of a game. And this is something that it feels like video format really lends itself to. I mean, you can see all the detail, you can edit it in a way that it looks a little in-game or a little like you're in the scene, and you can just create these really awesome settings. I think having something like this really kind of opens a whole new set of possibilities with cosplay performance, ways to present yourself in costume, which I think probably we've only really scratched the surface of. So yeah, all these teams going into it as the first attempt in lockdown is a big enough hurdle, but also to be really the first ones to do it is super cool, and they've all been really creative with their approaches. So I think it's just been really, really successful, and just like, yeah, really big congrats to everyone who's entered this year, because damn, I'm super impressed.
Cool, thank you. And finally, Tsupo.
Yeah, I mean, I just think this year's been really, really impressive. Like, it's been so fun to watch, and every one of the entrants has been kind of amazing in their own way, like given us something unique. I just wanted to really, I guess, emphasize what Clood was saying. These guys did it in lockdown, like with all the restrictions. Like, some of them made new costumes, some of them, you know, found these incredible locations, like, and they all did it keeping within the rules, which it's just really, really impressive thing to do, like to coordinate with someone without necessarily being there in person with them, and to give this standard of results is, yeah, really, really well done to everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I think the way that people have been able to put something together, and that everything is so different as well. It's so creative what everyone's been able to come up with, considering they haven't been able to do things normally. It's been really nice seeing that people have thought outside of the box, and they've been like, right, where can we go? What can we do? What can we bring together? It's absolutely amazing. I think everyone who's entered should be incredibly proud of what they've done. And I really hope the video division continues. And if it does, I want to see more from people. I want to see more people like really flourish with this kind of style of video content, because I'm here for it. I think it's great. So we have made up our minds. I say we. The judges have made up their minds, and I'm going to pass you over to Clood and Tsupo to find out who the champions are going to be.
So, after much deliberation, we have decided that representing the UK this year for the World Cosplay Summit Championship video division will be, drumroll,
Cosplay Mini and Gnomes Cosplay. Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations.
You did amazing. Like, the amount of effort and the quality of the cosplay was just incredible. We were all blown away, and we really thought that you guys deserved the win for this. So thank you very much for entering.
So that's the result. Huge congratulations to Cosplay Mini and Gnomes Cosplay, who are going to be our video division representatives for the first year of the video division. Thank you so much to all the teams who entered, and of course to our wonderful judges. It's definitely not been an easy decision to make, so thank you so much for your time. If you'd like to continue following WCS Team UK, you can find us on Facebook, and with that, you'll also be able to follow the progress for Clood and Tsupo for 2022 when they get to represent in Japan. Any more information will be coming out from MCM Comic Con next year, and we would love to see you in the future.
The grand champion is